Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into a piece of technology that's basically the high-security courier for the global economy. It's called the SAP AS2 adapter. And you could say it's the unsung hero that makes sure billions of dollars in transactions happen safely every single day.
I mean, think about it. Every single day, millions of businesses are sending vital documents back and forth. Purchase orders, shipping notices, you name it, invoices. It's what keeps commerce moving. But sending a multi-million-dollar invoice digitally, that's a huge challenge. How do you guarantee it gets there safely without being read or worse, changed by someone else? You know, if Company A just emails an attachment or sends some unsecured link over to Company B, they are taking a massive risk. That data could easily be intercepted, payment details could be changed, and there's absolutely no legal proof that Company B even got it. It's the digital version of sending a wad of cash in an unsealed envelope. You just wouldn't do it.
Thankfully, to solve this exact problem, the industry came up with a much better way. What businesses needed was a standardized, secure, and totally reliable method to communicate. You know, a kind of digital handshake that both sides could trust without a second thought.
And that digital handshake has a name. It's called AS2. The best way to think about AS2 is as the official rulebook. It's not one piece of software, but it's a universal set of rules that everyone agrees to follow. And it guarantees three absolutely critical things. Your message is secret, thanks to encryption. It's verifiably from you using digital signatures, and you get proof that it was received.
So the big question is, how does a company using SAP actually follow this AS2 rulebook? Well, that is where our star player comes in, the SAP AS2 adapter. It's the specific tool inside the SAP Integration Suite that does all the heavy lifting. It acts like a specialized courier that packages and delivers all these documents according to those very strict AS2 rules.
All right, so to see how this digital courier really works its magic, let's meet the two key players in any exchange. You've got the sender and the receiver. And as you're about to see, each one has a very specific checklist they have to follow.
So, for the sender, the whole process is a lot like preparing a high-security package. First, they have to label it with two unique IDs. One for themselves and one for their partner. Makes sense. Next, they add the security. They apply a digital seal to prove it's really from them, and then they lock the message in a digital lockbox so only the intended recipient can open it. And finally, and this is super important, they request a signed receipt to prove it was delivered. This receipt is called an MDN.
Okay, now let's flip to the receiver's side. When the package arrives, their AS2 adapter starts running through its own checklist. First thing, it confirms the labels are correct. Then it inspects that digital seal to make sure the message is authentic and that nobody has tampered with it. If that all checks out, it uses its own secret key to unlock the message. And as the final step, it generates that all-important receipt, the MDN, and sends it right back to the sender.
So if we put it all together, the journey looks just like this. The sender gets the document ready, their AS2 adapter packages it all up, it signs it and encrypts it, then it travels across the internet to the receiver, whose adapter does the exact reverse. It decrypts and verifies it. And finally, that last step, the receiver sends back that signed confirmation, the MDN, and that completes the loop.
Now, you've heard me mention signing and encrypting a few times now. These two actions, they are the absolute core of what makes AS2 so secure. So let's zoom in for just a moment and see exactly how they work. And this slide really captures the idea perfectly. These concepts might sound super complex, but they're based on physical security ideas we've been using for centuries. The unbreakable lockbox? That's encryption, and it's what guarantees confidentiality. The tamper-proof wax seal? Well, that's the digital signature, and it guarantees authenticity and integrity.
This table here is great because it connects the why with the how. So, if your goal is to keep it secret, the tool you use is encryption, which scrambles the message using the receiver's public key. If your goal is to prove it's really from you, the tool is a digital signature, which uses the sender's private key to create that seal. And to make absolutely sure there's been no tampering, a message integrity check, or MIC, creates a unique digital fingerprint. If even one single character in that message is changed, that fingerprint will no longer match.
So, the message has been sent. It was secure, it was authenticated. But there's one final, absolutely crucial question that every single business needs an answer to. Did you actually get it, and was everything okay?
And this final step is handled by something called an MDN. But it is so much more than a simple "got it" message. It provides what we call non-repudiable proof of receipt, and that's a powerful term. It means the receiver can never deny they got the document. For things like invoices and payments, this legally binding digital paper trail is absolutely essential.
So the MDN basically reports one of two things: success or failure. A positive MDN, the green check mark, means everything worked perfectly. But a negative MDN, the red X, tells the sender that something went wrong. But it even provides a clue as to what happened. Maybe the digital seal was broken, or the message couldn't be unlocked, which allows for incredibly fast troubleshooting.
So let's bring it all together. The SAP AS2 adapter is the engine, and it uses the AS2 protocol to achieve three main things. First, it provides standardization, a common language for business. Second, it delivers security, building that digital trust with encryption and signatures. And third, it guarantees reliability, using those MDNs to provide the undeniable proof that businesses really need to operate with confidence.
Which leaves us with this one final thought. In a world that's built on digital transactions, the strength of our business relationships often comes down to the security of our communication. So it's worth asking yourself, if your digital handshake isn't secure, is your business?